Have you ever noticed that you don't miss the chaos anymore, but you don't quite trust the calm yet? You're not in crisis, you're not constantly bracing the way you used to, but you don't feel settled either. Instead, there's this quiet, unsettled feeling like something's missing, or like you're standing on unfamiliar ground. You might find yourself thinking, I don't want to go back to how things were, but I don't know how to fully be here yet. Why does healing feel disorienting instead of relieving? If that resonates, I want to say this clearly. There is nothing wrong with you. You're not regressing, you're not stuck, and you're not failing at healing. Hi, I'm Janine Naus, your grief and trauma relief specialist. And today we're going to be talking about a phase of healing that often goes unnamed, but is incredibly common after trauma. It's the in between. That space where survival mode is no longer running your life, but safety hasn't fully settled into your body yet. This phase can feel confusing, lonely, even unsettling, because that old urgency is gone, but the new steadiness hasn't fully arrived. Now, before we go further, I invite you to gently notice, without fixing or judging, what does this in between feel like for you right now? Is it emptiness, uncertainty, a loss of direction, or a quiet restlessness? Just noticing is enough. Now, in today's healing step session, we'll explore why this in between phase feels so unsettling after trauma, why your nervous system is adjusting to right now, and how to navigate this space with compassion instead of fear. Now, let's take one slow breath together and step into this with curiosity and care. When you've lived in survival mode for a long time, chaos, as painful as it is, or as it was, provided something important: structure. There was always something to respond to, something to manage, something that told your body what to do next. Survival mode gave you urgency, focus, direction, and a sense of purpose, even if it came from stress. So when healing begins and that constant urgency fades, your nervous system can feel unmoored. Not because you want the chaos back, but because your body hasn't yet learned how to orient itself without it. This is why the in between can feel so uncomfortable. Your nervous system is no longer running on threat, but it hasn't fully recalibrated to safety yet. So instead of relief, you may feel restless without knowing, and actually without knowing why. Unsure of who you are without survival roles. Disconnected from motivation, uncertain about what comes next. This doesn't mean healing isn't working. It means your body is adjusting to a new baseline, one that isn't built on constant alertness. I want to invite you to gently reflect for a moment. What did survival mode give you, even when it cost you so much? Was it structure, a sense of control, a role you knew now to play? You don't need to answer out loud, just notice what comes up. The discomfort of the in between isn't a sign you should go back. It's a sign you're learning how to move forward without chaos defining who you are. Next, I want to share a personal moment when I realized that feeling unsteady after chaos wasn't weakness. It was a part of becoming grounded in a new way of living. I want to share this here because this is a part of healing that surprised me. There came a point when I realized I didn't miss the chaos anymore, and I didn't want the crisis. I didn't want the constant pressure or urgency, and yet I didn't feel settled. Instead of relief, there was this quiet unease, like I had stepped out of a familiar storm, but hadn't yet found solid ground. I remember noticing that without the chaos, I felt unsure of myself, unsure of what to focus on, unsure of how to measure my progress, unsure of who I was without constantly responding to something. And for a moment, that scared me. What I eventually understood was this: survival had given me structure. It told me where to put my energy. It told me how to stay alert. It told me how to move through each day. So when survival mode loosened, that grip that one feels, there was a gap. Not because something was missing, but because something new hadn't fully formed yet. I wasn't failing at healing, I was transitioning. And transitions can feel disorienting, especially when your nervous system has spent years orienting around threat. Now, if you ever noticed yourself thinking, I don't want to go back, but I don't know how to move forward either, I want you to know that experience makes sense. There is often grief in letting go of chaos, not because chaos was good, but because it was familiar. And letting go of survival can feel like losing an identity, even when that identity cost you deeply, and honoring that grief instead of judging it is part of how safety begins to take root. Now, once I stopped seeing this in between as a problem to fix, something shifted. Instead of asking, what's wrong with me? I started asking, what is my body learning now? And that's what I want to help you understand next. When chaos leaves your life, it doesn't just take stress with it, it often takes structure, direction, and certainty too. And that's the part many people don't talk about. Chaos once provided a reason to stay alert, something to react to. It had that clear focus, even if it was painful, and a sense of identity built around endurance. So when that's gone, your nervous system may ask, what do I orient to now? How do I know what matters? How do I move forward without pressure? Now, this is where many people get stuck, not because they're broken, but because they haven't yet built internal anchors to replace an external urgency. An internal anchor is something that helps your body feel oriented and steady without needing chaos to organize you. It's not a goal. It's not a mindset shift. It's not forcing calm. Internal anchors can be small and subtle, like noticing when your body softens, even briefly, recognizing when you feel slightly more present than yesterday, allowing yourself to pause without immediately filling the space, letting your body learn that stillness doesn't equal danger. Now, I want to invite you to gently reflect on this. When things are quiet, what does your body automatically reach for? Busyness, distraction, overthinking, doing something productive so you don't feel lost? There's no judgment here. That reaching is simply your nervous system looking for orientation. Healing doesn't mean removing all anchors. It means replacing survival-based anchors with safety-based ones, slowly and respectfully. Now, the goal isn't to feel peaceful all the time. The goal is to feel anchored enough that calm no longer feels threatening. Now, in the next part of our session, I want to offer you a gentle strategy and something you can try on your own, along with a journaling prompt to help you begin building those internal anchors with care. I want to offer you a gentle practice you can use when things feel quiet. And instead of relief, you notice discomfort or restlessness. This isn't about forcing calm. It's about teaching your nervous system that it can orient without urgency. So here's the strategy. The next time you notice that uneasy feeling in calm moments, try to instead of immediately filling the space, place one hand on your body, anywhere that feels neutral or supportive, your chest, your stomach, or even your arm. And then quietly ask yourself, What am I orienting to right now? You're not looking for a solution. You're simply noticing what your body is doing. And you might notice your thoughts speeding up, a pull to check your phone, tension showing up, or a desire to do something productive. That's okay. Awareness comes before regulation, and noticing without judgment is how safety begins to build. Now, if you'd like to explore this more deeply, here's a journaling prompt you can return to later. Now, I'll say it twice so you can write it down. When chaos is no longer guiding me, what helps me feel oriented? And what am I afraid might happen if I slow down? I'll repeat that. When chaos is no longer guiding me, what helps me feel oriented? And what am I afraid might happen if I slow down? Now, there's no right answer here. You might write a sentence, you might write a few words, you might just sit with the question. All of that counts. And each time you pause instead of pushing, each time you listen instead of bracing, you're helping your nervous system learn that calm doesn't mean danger. It just simply means space. And as we come toward the close of today's session, I want to share how you can explore this more personally with support, structure, and care, if that feels right for you. If today's session is resonating, and if you're realizing that you don't miss the chaos anymore, but you don't quite trust the calm yet, I want you to know something important. You're not broken, and you don't have to figure this out alone. This in-between phase is where many people feel unsure of what to do next, not because healing isn't happening, but because it's happening quietly. That's exactly why I offer what I call the Healing Clarity Session. Now, it's a free 30-minute heart-centered conversation, and it's designed to support you right where you are, without pressure or expectation. So here's how it works. First, we identify. Now, together we identify one area of your life where calm feels unfamiliar, uncomfortable, or hard to trust. Not everything, just one place where you feel stuck in the in-between. Then we uncover. We look at what your body, beliefs, or nervous system may still be holding on to from survival, so you can understand why calm doesn't feel safe yet. Now, there's no digging, no forcing, and no rehashing trauma, just clarity. And finally, we identify one gentle, practical step you can take to begin feeling oriented without chaos, a step that fits your nervous system, your pace, and your life. This is not a sales call. There's no pressure to commit to anything. It's simply a space for reflection, grounding, and insight, so you can move forward with understanding instead of self-doubt. If this feels like the support your body has been asking for, you can schedule your free healing clarity session using the link below. Now, healing doesn't begin with giant leaps, it begins with small ones. Courageous, yes. And this call might be yours. When you're ready, click the link, reserve your spot, and let's take your next healing step together.